I'm Vivek. I'm a programming coordinator here at the Hall. I work in BTMS. I am also a staff forum member and an EDI champion. I like to go to shows with friends, and then like go for walks around. It's a nice time to like see something together, do something together, but then also just like catch up. I try and do a few things. For a while I've done Muay Thai, which is like kickboxing. I try and lift some weights where I can. I'll try run. Recently I've been doing a lot of walking. I find that the times where I'm doing some kind of activity, my life is usually a lot better and feels a lot more like I have a lot more perspective during those times. So I think going to like the GP has been maybe 3 years, which is is a long time. But in terms of like other stuff, I have done a health checkup at the Hall with that circle room machine. I think that would have been like 7 months ago. I'm not afraid of going to the doctors, but I think that with the way the service is right now and how stretched it seems to be, I think I'm very wary of like taking up space at the doctors, if that makes sense. I'd say my favorite lunch this week was the lasagna from yesterday. Um, I think that especially recently the lunches have been pretty insane. It's been really good. And then in terms of like drinking water, I'd say like 15 minutes ago is the last time I drank some water. I carry this. I'll bring it into shop. I carry this thing around with me everywhere, and it usually keeps me pretty hydrated. Yeah, I worry about money, especially with the way like things have gone um, in the last few years, especially in the UK. I think I worry about money in like 10 years, 15 years. I think I worry about um, if I'm looking to support a family, like how will I be able to in 10, 15 years with how expensive everything is getting. I think that's more of a worry than the money right now.
And where do you go for advice if
So in terms of like financial advice, I think the Hall has some good resources. I think Backstage is helpful. There's quite a few like info sheets on there, which is nice. I think in terms of like financial advice on how to handle your money as well, there's some good stuff on social media. There's some good stuff, but there's some very bad stuff on social media as well. So all that I try and take with a pinch of salt. Try to see who it's coming from. But I think that's mainly where I get quite a bit of my financial advice from. I think when I've had a bad day at work, I'm not great at like speaking to someone about it. Um, I think I can let it sit with me, um, and try and be like, tomorrow's a new day. Maybe like let's try and hit the reset button. I think it's something I probably need to get better at. Being able to speak to someone and be honest. But to be honest, in my friendship circle, we don't. There's no one who really does that, and it's not something that you know my family really do too much when you've had a bad day. I think if I've had like if I've had periods that I'm struggling, not in work but just generally, I think then I'll talk to someone about it. If it's been a few weeks, maybe I'll speak to someone about it. But on a day-to-day like level, I think it's something that I could definitely get better at. Again, something I need to get better at. Uh, but usually I go to my close friends. I have 2 or 3 really close friends who I feel like I can reach out to. But in terms of like community, that's something over the next few years I really want to build around, to be able to have a few people who you can be kind of candid and honest with. I think that because everyone is so busy, everyone is like moving past each other to do their own thing. Not because they're selfish or anything, but just because people are really busy. You can struggle to reach out to people, and you can struggle to to catch someone when you see that they're not doing too well as well, or they're having real difficulty. So I think what I really like to do is build that community, kind of for myself, to be able to speak about times of crisis. My dad's he's an interesting guy. He's an interesting guy. He's he moved here. I think I want to say 25 years ago, a few years before I was born. I think there's a lot of things that I really admire about him. I think he's a very hardworking person. I think he's a very dedicated person. He he's very quietly resilient, which I think is great. But I think if I had to pick a superpower that I think he has, I'd say he has a very um, open like curiosity about the world. He has this attitude of like he never assumes to know everything about something, and I think that's a really easy trap to fall into, especially when you've been doing something for a while, you've been working in something for a while, and I think that's something that I especially think he's really good at.